due to the great sin which Israel has just committed in Moses' absence. The Israelites, less than 40 days after having pledged to keep the law which God gave them from Mount Sinai, have already broken it by their worship of the golden calf, which Aaron made at their urging. God was so angered by their rebellion and immorality that he threatened to wipe out the entire nation, replacing it with a new nation from the offspring of Moses. Moses petitioned God to spare his people, so that he might fulfill his promises to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and thus God allowed the people to live. Going down the mountain, Moses broke the stone tablet on which the Ten Commandments were written, signifying that Israel had broken her covenant with God. He also smashed the idol, burned it, then ground it into fine powder, which he made the people drink. Aaron was then revoked, and the faithful Levites struck down 3,000 of their fellow Israelites who had refused to pledge their allegiance to God. Moses interceded with God for the people, but God warned that a future day of judgment would come for this generation. Nevertheless, God will fulfill his promise to give the land of Israel. He would send his angel to lead the people to Canaan. In Exodus chapter 33, God clarifies the brief statement of chapter 32, verse 34, instructing Moses to leave the mountain and to take Israel on toward Canaan. He further explains that he will remain at a distance, rather than to dwell in the midst of the camp. At this word, the Israelites repented, putting off their gold ornaments, as God had instructed them through Moses. Verses 7 through 11 then describe the tent of meeting. That tent which was set up outside the camp at some distance, where the Israelites could go to seek God, and where Moses went to commune with him. When Moses went out, the people stood in respect, then worshipped at the doorway of their tent. When Moses entered, the presence of God was manifested at the doorway. The mediation of Moses has thus far persuaded God to relent from his threatened extermination of the entire population of the Israelites. Further, it has resulted in God's commitment to bring Israel into the promised land of Canaan. It has even resulted in minimizing the remoteness of God, to the point that God is now manifesting himself to the nation outside the camp. But Moses will not be content until God is intimately present in his own life and in the lives of people whom God has called him to lead.
I knew I picked a good person to do the sermon. Please join us in the hymn, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Please stand if you are able.